What's up, CT? This is episode 95, and I'm here with Kingcess and Santana. So how's it going, guys? Can you introduce yourselves?
What's going on? Kingcess, you know, every bitch's fantasy.
Hey,
Nothing's changed. Still the
What's
same.
Santana, you already know they call me Poppy Shampoo. We straight out the Bronx. Feel me? Just making that fuego. Feel me?
oh yeah,
hmm
this is your first time coming on the show, so let's dive into your past. So you said you grew up in the Bronx. So talk about life before music and life in NY.
Life in New York. I mean, I grew up playing basketball, bro. Honestly, I come from the project, so it's not really too much to do. You feel me? Like it's a lot of negativity. So I had to find something to do to keep me, motivated to just do positive things. So basketball was like my first love. I started playing ball. I was doing tournaments, um late into my teenage years. I started making music because the people like who I used to hang out with, they used to, like, we would come to the house after a basketball game and they start freestyling. You feel me? Like, we in the ghetto, everybody freestyle, everybody a rapper in the hood. Feel what I'm saying? So, it was like a everyday thing. Somebody freestyling. Next thing you know, the cats I used to play with, they transitioning from basketball players to rappers. So it was like man, like I see, like, this is the wave. Like, it was fun, it was cool energy, like. So I started doing it every day, and I started that's pretty much how I came about rapping. Life was, I mean, it was, how would I put this, man? Like, it was rough, like, it's harsh out there, but honestly, the people I grew up with a lot of humble men. They kind of always, told me the right things. You get what I'm saying? Like, even when I got caught up in certain situations and stuff, but I always had people to, like, kind of, give me that knowledge, like, yo, bro, you gotta do this, yo, such and such. So, it was tough, but then again, it was like I learned a lot, like, living out there in the city.
Awesome. That was a great explanation. So who were you really listening to when you started transitioning into becoming a rapper and less of a basketball player?
I mean, honestly, it was like I started really, really listening to Spanish music more than anything. Like, I was a big reggaeton fan, like Don Omar, Daddy Yankee. Those people were gods to me. Like, I used to literally blast their music going to school every day. I'm talking about, like, heavy. I knew all these songs. So kind of like it was that. Then next thing you know, like I said, I hung out around most of the people that I hung around. They spoke nothing but English. So, Joel Santana came around, the Lloyd Banks, the 50 Cents, and it was over after that. Like, it was just something different to me. Hip hop it just hit me, like, in a different way. So that's pretty much how it started, I could say.
And what were you doing to help shape your sound as you were getting in the studio?
We would do, like, battles every day. We would freestyle a lot. We would kind of, like, criticize each other. We'll literally sit in the living room, like I said, after whether it was basketball, school, we'll freestyle, and everybody would literally just tell each other, like, yo, bro, you need to work on this, you need to work on that. So I always have people to, like, they kind of see my growth. Like, I'll go from freestyling to now I make a song, then I wait, make another song, and, like, they kind of seen the growth. They'll tell me, like, yo, bro, like, this is getting better, but you need to work on this.
Which is very important to have people like that in your crew because yes,
Right.
like, so the fact that you have people that will tell you, hey, you need to work on this, that's key. And I'm so glad. And you can see it in your music as I listened to the songs from 2015, 17, 18, 19, 20. You can
Right.
see progression, you can see yourself growing as an artist and becoming more yourself, more Ray Santana, more Poppy Shampoo. It's like really you.
Right. Yeah, I had to find that lane, man, honestly. Like, King says knows him, like, not personally, but she's heard of him. S Dot, he's a producer. Like, when I started going to his studio, like, even him, like, honestly, like, I remember the first time I recorded there, and, it was okay. Like, I did a Spanish song, so he didn't really understand what am I saying, like, but he seen the flow, and he used to always tell me like, "Yo, bro, I don't know what you saying, bro, but the flow is crazy, bro." Like, and he's like, "Yo, bro, honestly, you should keep going, bro. Like, try the English too. Try to mix it up like here and there, because it's like you got your own little thing going, but you don't know how to put it out there." And as the years went, like he noticed that too. Like, funny thing, we had a convo probably like what, a week ago, and he was telling me that he's like, "Yo, bro, like I always figured you was gonna find it. You feel what I'm saying? Like the sound, your sound." And it's a little headache at first, man. Like especially with the music, because so many different sounds, different people, different rappers. Finding yourself is like it's like a whole mission. Facts.
Exactly, and it takes years. A lot of people will continue doing it even when they think they found their song, or not their song, their sound, but
Hmm.
they're still on the journey and it's constantly evolving. And I think that goes along with the continuous education that you need with self. And I think that's so great that you're very conscious of that.
Appreciate it.
Of course. So recently you've been working with, is it Wanye Visuals? Um,
Yes, sir.
and you started working. You had Poppy Shampoo come out in January. Then you had Douce in My Cup in February. LeBron
Right.
and Fritos coming out. So talk about your chemistry that you've built with Wanye over this year.
Well, Wanye, I mean, we shot the first video, Poppy Shampoo. Like somebody recommended him. Somebody I was working with. She pretty much told me, she's like, "Yo, I got this cameraman. He's dope." Because I was looking for a cameraman at the time. So I took his info, hit him up, and it was just magic, man. Like we met up at this bar, and walked in. "Hey, what's up, my man? How we doing?" And it was just magic, bro. Like it was just like normally when you meet up with certain people, you got that little gut feeling, like, man, you with him. It was just like, man, it was just his energy. He was like, hands on, let's do this. Like he had a little plan already, bro. Like I got there, I had my own plan, and the minute I got there, he's already saying, like, just telling me all these ideas, and I'm just like, yeah, this is the type of energy, like, like that I don't even have to explain to you. Like you're already on your own, just thinking of ways. You get what I'm saying? And honestly, like it grew. We shot Poppy Shampoo. We pretty much networked in the whole bar that night. We, joking with people, all sorts of stuff. We got comfortable around each other. And once Poppy Shampoo came about, like that's when it hit me. Like when I seen that video, I mean, it was just like, man, like this guy got some shit behind that camera.
Clark, did you see the What It Do video? Because I noticed you didn't point that one out. Did
What
you see that one?
was fire? I just watched that like literally like 3 minutes before I hopped on the call.
Yeah, that Wanye did his thing with that. That honestly attracted me to him. Seeing Ray work with him and how his videos were coming out, and I was actually behind the scenes at the video, and I was
That's
holding the camera for him. And no lie, like the dude was in his socks, feet in the water for the video. Like he was mad dedicated. Like he didn't care if he had to break his leg to get that angle. You know what I'm saying? So like I personally want to work with him more
That's
just from
from
seeing
a good
that.
photographer.
Mhm.
The dedication is awesome. Yeah, no, what really stood out to me in that video was I think probably the first 15 seconds of the visuals. It just like fades into the next clip of you and the girl. So it's like boom, 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 and you go walking to right on the beach to the next scene. And I was like, wow, that was smooth. You got my attention.
Yes, sir. Wanye does some tricks, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like I was shocked too when I seen it, honestly, because we
I'm
shot different.
actually
Like
anxious.
we kind of, it was like you can even ask Kingcess. Like it was like a spurge of the moment. Like we shot at that wall with the flags, and I kind of had like a beach in mind, but I wasn't too sure.
Mhm.
And they recommended that beach, but honestly, like I never thought he was gonna glue it together the way he did. Like
Mhm.
it was fire, like dope.
Yeah, real dope. The visuals were like on point. So I'm glad to see that you guys got that chemistry that's constantly building. And you got Frito coming out soon too.
Yeah, that's another banger.
Yeah,
So
that video is about to be crazy. I'm
Kingsley,
honestly so anxious to see that video.
sheesh,
Yo, we was in the bodega in the carts buying sofrito, sazon.
the fact. King says walked on that. Like I'm talking about walked on it. Like all right, like funny thing. Like when I was in New York in the Bronx, I was doing the Spanglish thing already, as you mentioned earlier. And Davy G, like he surprised me because when I did the Sip and Moet, I didn't expect him to just like that's your boy. Like he raps, he's nice. So you're not gonna just nah, bro. I don't feel like you could. No, you're gonna yo, bro. Here, do what you do. I didn't expect for him to just walk on the track like that. Like when I heard the actual song, I mean the verse, it was just like, yo, bro, like this does not sound like not trying to downplay you, but bro, you killed this shit. I had the same reaction with Kingcess. It was the same exact reaction. It was like we sat down, I heard this shit, and I'm just mind blown. Like, yo, what the fuck? Like crazy shit, bro, for real.
The thing is, he left. He did his verse and then left. And I was like, I called him probably like 30 minutes later, like, yo, bro, wait till you hear this shit I did. I'm
That's a
speaking
fact.
Spanish. Oh, yo, crazy.
For real though.
all right, and so we got Bodega Blues coming out, which is an EP that's on the way. So what can we know about it that don't have to worry about giving away?
You wanna take off Kingcess guy? I'll follow behind you.
It's the EP of the 2020. Like, you got Ray Santana with the Spanglish. You got King Sus adding the flavor. Like, it's just a big EP of just heat. I feel like every single track is fire. Every song needs a video and is gonna get a video. Like, we actually had to push it back just a little bit because we had to make sure everything is on point. Like, we don't want no mess ups. Because honestly, this EP I feel like is gonna like take us somewhere else. Like, the free throw is just one thing. That's like, I feel like that should be at every single function, at every club, at every bar.
Uh,
We got the perfume, which that beat is knocking.
Hmm.
We got the queen, which is just like a vibe.
That's a
You
vibe.
feel me? We got the Yo No Say, that is just, yo, Yo
Yeah,
No Say. That's just, that's gonna take off too.
that's a fact.
And then we each put our own track on the EP as well. So he added the What It Do, which is a banger. Like, I love that song. Me and my shorty listen to it all the time. Like, not just the video, the song is he.
yeah.
That should be at every club too. And then I'm dropping a track called So Sick. That kind of got
Mm,
like a vibe to it. Feel me? But I had that track for a minute and I loved it and I love this EP. So I was like, yo, I'm gonna put this on it. I feel like it just fits the vibes that we're giving out.
I really like the idea behind making it an EP because, like you said, every song is a banger. So that means it's a concentrated mass, but it's really, really good the entire time. It's not like there's going to be songs that's like,
You ain't gonna want to skip. You're gonna hear the whole thing over and over.
that's a fact. They're catchy. A lot of catchy tunes.
Yeah, that's a fact.
yeah. And between you two, you always have that catchy sound anyway. So I'm excited to hear
Hmm.
the progression into what this is going to be.
And like I told him, like, he got my best music. I feel like not only did you have me be versatile and learn a new language and fit it into the, like, it's not easy, bro. Like, this shit is hard, but we figured it out. And
Yeah.
like, yeah, I feel like all the beats were good, all the selections was good. So like, instantly every time I hopped on it, it's just like, oh yeah, this that new King Size. You feel me? And did you hear my boy Ray Santana before? Like, cause you feel me? Like, cause we're two different kind of genres like mashing together, and
Fact.
what's the beauty of
But it sounds good. It like sounds like it makes sense when you guys
it.
go. Not like a
That's a fact.
tune in and you're like, whoa, what was that? No, it's like, okay, yeah, yeah, I can see that.
Hmm.
Right.
So, cool. All right, so Kingsus, let's talk about some of the other music that you've been releasing since the last time we talked. Let's talk about Small City. So, how has this small city, Norwich, pushed you to achieve greatness?
Honestly, I got a lot of love from that. It was just one of those things where like I don't Norwich, honestly. Like yeah, I shot the video in Norwich, but
Mhm.
like when I spit the small city, I'm not just talking about Norwich. I'm talking about the cities where I grew up in, where the people know me. You know what I'm saying? Like the New London County kind of type shit. But like they just I don't know, it just fit. So like, but I had to talk my shit. They like that.
Did you
They
really?
like it.
Oh, I was about to say it's probably my favorite because I just like seeing you go bar for bar, just talking your shit.
And like everything's facts, you know. So I gotta keep it that way. I had a lot on my mind, and that's why I was like, you know what, I need a visual for it. And
Yeah.
it just happened that Norwich was convenient for me to shoot on. And honestly, I didn't have a videographer shoot that. I had a friend and I had a camera, and together I made her record me, and then I gave it to my boy the scenes. I was like, yo, put this together because like this freestyle is hot. So I need more behind it. You know what I'm saying?
And you know, fans they love content. It doesn't matter what content.
Exactly.
There, you're gonna have people coming back, in 3, 4 years, and they're gonna be going to this, and they're gonna be like, "Yo, do you see King's like early on? Like, we got a video of her just doing like a freestyle thing. Like, that's gonna be big for the real fans when you
hmm
grow that base. Like, that's where they're going to be like, oh, they had a couple extra pieces of content that I got to see and feel like I was a part of their journey compared to, oh, they're kind of mysterious, which that way is not a bad route. It works for a lot of people,
Yeah.
but when I don't know, as a fan myself, I love seeing more and more content from the artists that I love.
hmm That's why I had the hair out and everything. Like they'll remember that video because I never had my hair out. So
Exactly.
that's another thing, you know.
Very true. Very, very true. That's a good thing to point out. What about Big Sess? That was back in April.
Oh yeah, ain't no fear in my heart. Niggas be acting they playing their part. So honestly, I wrote that. I wrote the freestyle with no beat, and
Okay.
then I was just like, because I was doing set Saturdays where I drop a freestyle every Saturday,
Hmm.
and at the time, Smooth L was pretty popular. He came up with the Big Mad, you know, a couple tracks. So it was the Big Mad beat, and I was just like, okay, and I kind of put it together. So then, honestly, I feel like that's one of my top freestyles. Like it's up there. But that whole video, like you know, my day ones and my this where exactly I grew up, where I used to hang out. Like I don't really care about the quality so much. It's more about the feeling of it. You know what I'm saying? Like they weren't there when I grew up there, but like big sets, like that's what it is. Like fuck being big mad, like you know what I'm saying? And then I have my people around me. It was just a lit video. It was a good time. The song fire. You know, I sent the song to a review, and I got a lot of good reviews. But one of them was just like, oh, like the word, like what you were saying, it doesn't make sense. Somebody said that to me, and I'm just like, all right, well, you know, it's a freestyle. Freestyle don't gotta make sense. That's how I felt. You know what I'm saying? Like, and in the game, you learn that like you don't gotta worry about what everybody gonna have an opinion.
Exactly. I always go and compare it to LeBron gets shitted on the most out of anybody, but
Oh yeah.
That's it. That's facts. It's like we love Jay. We love Jay-Z, right? We love his music. If you notice, it's a lot of people that listen to Jay-Z, right? And they miss like a 70% of what he's actually saying in his lyrics. It don't make sense to them. Cause like the bars, you get what I'm saying? Like JC's saying certain things that you gotta think. Like you have to literally sit there and like kind of put them together. So, like back to her case, it's like that happens a lot, and it might be happening to her fans too. It's like the bars are like them; they're not really connecting the bars, or that one person might have not connected the bars enough to where she could like grasp to what Kingcess is trying to say. But doesn't mean that it don't make sense. It just doesn't make sense to that person. That's how I see it.
Exactly. Because when they said that about the concert, I was like, did you hear what I said though?
Right,
I said
right.
I'm an artist. I called her my daughter. Said her loving the melodies. Said she a doctor. Said she got problems. She said she got all the remedies. Come
Uh,
on.
Yeah.
If you're
that's a
not trying
fact.
to collab, then you doing bad and making the scene wet.
It is
Mhm.
interesting though to go and get those reviews and hear from other people that like really don't know you but are gonna give you the honest opinion.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah,
You just gotta take it with a grain of salt. Like you said, they don't know you, so they're not allowed to sit there and dick ride. Like you're just another person trying to be a rapper to them. But at
That's
the
a
end of the day, they heard you, right? And now when you do make it, they're gonna be like, "Oh shoot,
that was
I
that.
was sleeping."
Now it makes
Yeah,
sense. Like now it makes sense. Like what?
exactly. Yep.
Yeah, that's crazy.
What about Rowdy? That was back in July.
Mm,
Yeah. So that song's real personal. I'm not gonna call it a diss track, but it kind of is a diss track.
Okay.
So I went through some drama on Twitter, and they tried to say that I was canceled, and I took that really personal
Hmm.
because I'm the hottest female rapper in our county. I'm not trying to brag, but like I work hard,
Period.
and I feel like I deserve what I get and what I got. So
right,
when I saw people was really jacking that I'm canceled, people that loved me, people who say what's up to me on the streets, you know what I'm saying? I really took that personal. And instead of reacting to it in the way that I could have, I don't need your fake one. The niggas try to erase us, but I'm getting paper. I'll be low key. You feel me? Like they acting rowdy, rowdy. Yeah, yeah. Gotta get them from around me. And
Hmm.
that's where the song came. Everything I said in that song is in regards to like real facts and how you grow up in the city and what people look at you. And you feel me? Like,
facts.
yeah, I needed that though. I needed them to tell me that because Rowdy actually was pretty popular. I got a lot of good feedback from that song. I got it onto that Piff mixtape, got like 3,000 views.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, like I'm not big on the fake stuff. Like a lot of like, sorry not sorry, a lot of rappers and local upcoming people buy a lot of stuff to make themselves feel more popular than they are. It's all about the genuine to me. Like I don't want none of that fake stuff. I don't like. I know that you guys didn't get 10K views on this video. You know what I'm saying? Like it's the analytics. Like, come on. It just I can't be that person. They say fake it till you make it. Like, yeah, maybe a little bit, but I can't be fake.
It's like forcing it. Like some people, some artists, they force it. You get what I'm saying? Like, and it's
Yeah,
some you see it every day. Like it's like no offense to nobody, but if the song is not fire, and it's like you're paying for views, you're paying for this. Like, yeah, you're gonna get all the views, you're gonna get whatever. But when it's all said and done, the song is not fire. Like somebody's gonna tell you that regardless. Like it's not. You get what I'm saying? And a
and
lot of
what do
artists,
you really get when it
right?
doesn't go nowhere? You just wasted
Exactly.
your money on all those
Exactly.
views. You look like a clown because in all reality, if somebody really does listen, they're gonna be like, "This isn't worth 10K views." Sorry, not sorry.
Exactly.
You know, that's why I never did that buying the views thing.
Yeah, no, I always view it like there's the analytically correct way to go about social media, and then there's
Hmm.
and sometimes they're the same, sometimes they're not, but you can tell when people are going down the analytical route and they're like, see, this is how I'm, it's like, no, first you build genuine. I don't care if I get 50 views on an interview and then like I'm not going to get mad and then not do another interview. It's just like do it because you love it, and then everything else comes along. If you
Exactly.
but if you don't love it, then that won't. So that's where it really is. That's an interesting story behind Rowdy. So you also did some work with SB two times over this time. My boy,
Yeah,
love that kid. So in February you did Orbit, then you did back all the way back in 2019, probably one of my favorites, Winner's Circle, and then recently you did Nia Long with Rick Flossie. So let's talk about your work that and collaboration you've done with SB as well as with Rick.
yeah. SB's really he be on it. You know, he works hard. He puts the work and the time. So that's you know what I'm saying. Like that's what the business is all about. Is being a good business person. Feel me? Um, it's good vibes working with him. You know, we usually come up with a plan, idea, go shoot. I actually didn't put together the Rick Flossie one. Y'all can hear me still?
Yeah.
Alright, my phone panicked. But yeah, I didn't put together the Rick Flossie one, but I'm very happy with how it turned out. Video was fire. That's really what it's about too. Like you gotta get the content. So like SB's reasonable. He don't be trying like he got good equipment, so I think he's good with his price for what he does. You know what I'm saying?
I think he's
And
really about the culture because he's trying to make it an affordable price so that anybody coming up can sit with him, work with him, get a
that
product, and then put it out on a channel that is already being watched by other people in Connecticut, which I think is probably the most important thing. I see him doing a lot of stuff that's intermixed between A60, 203 outside of Connecticut, and people like that that are really spreading the content and spreading other people like, hey, like I just got this in my email, or hey, I'm editing this video, listen to this person, they're fire. And that's how you start finding new artists and collaborating with people you thought you'd never do in the first place.
and he travels too, and that's real key too.
Oh yeah, I bet. And going back to what you said about business, I'm pretty sure his little baby, don't quote me, but he said that no matter what, good business is gonna get you farther than anything else in this industry. No matter, you could be a better artist than me, but if I do better business than you, I'm gonna make it farther.
That's a fact.
That's facts.
That's a big fact.
And you got to really think about it like that because a lot of people might think they're doing good business, but in all honesty, it it's wanky in this social media world and it may seem right, but then you also have to approach it like how the other person is going to receive your message, and is it going to look corny, is it going to look good, like all the different factors you got to tie into the business side of music.
Speaking of business too, is like in this industry, business is bad. So
Cutthroat.
like that's why like yeah, the good business stands out because like I spent a lot of money on things that I'm not gonna get back, things that I never received, things that like should have got me this many views but didn't. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when you're putting your money into something, you want to make sure you're gonna have something you're gonna remember why you spent that money for.
Exactly.
That's a fact.
Agree with that wholeheartedly. Is if you could collaborate with any artist, dead or alive, who would they be and why?
Dead or alive. Man, just said dead and alive. It'll probably be Pac, man.
Mm.
I feel like we kind of have like a lot of me and Pac are not the same person, obviously, but we have like a lot of similarities as far as like, he was like for the people. He was like for the community. He was like, like he was always like trying to give people that message of, like, yo, fight for your people, stand up for your people, watch like how the government is, just fucking everybody over. Like he was aware of shit like that. And that's something that, I've always been aware of. Like I've always seen this shit. Like, it's like just looking at it and I'm just sitting there thinking to myself, like, yo, bro, like I wonder if there's a way I could kind of like spread this shit to everybody, like doing something. And like I fuck with Tupac heavy because of that, because he found a way to do it like through music. And he was like honestly one of the best at it. You know, so like I could only imagine working with him, like actually doing a song with him. Like I feel like the vibes would be crazy. Like like we'll be able to connect so much on that level of like we're both aware. You feel me?
Such a great answer. What about you, King Says?
Dang, you had a great answer. Honestly, I don't know what I said to you. What was it? 2 years ago?
I was trying to go back in my head.
But honestly, song wise and what I like to listen to, I would love to do a song with A Boogie.
Ooh,
I
okay.
feel like that I'm on like the female version of him. So like I feel like if we were to make a song, that shit would be fire as well.
The auto tune would be on point with that song.
That shit would be nuts. The melodies, the whole
Flavor,
thing. And like what's crazy about that is like I hit up everybody in Hybrids the label.
Hmm.
And no, I didn't get to A Boogie yet, but like Trap Manny wrote me back. So I was thinking, hey, maybe I just, drop this bag, do the feature with him. Maybe he'll link me with him. But we'll
Hey, I
see.
think it was Benny the Butcher said, like, in his No Jumper podcast or interview, he said that he's did like pay for features. He's like, just you gotta
He
put
actually invited me too
really.
to do a song.
Oh,
So
that's
he wants a bag too. So it's all about saving up your money and investing in yourself and the
exactly
moves that you think are gonna actually do something for you.
that's a fact.
big fact. Huge.
That's crazy you brought him up because he literally just wrote me like a week ago.
That's
He said he does a lot of opportunities with upcoming artists.
he's one of my favorite. He's not even a new artist, but you know what I mean. Like just him and the whole Griselda crew is so fire. What about Smile? Right?
Yeah,
He was
with a
on-
noise.
Yeah. When was that? That was still 2020, right?
Yeah, I just dropped that like what? Not even 2 months ago.
Was that before the pandemic? Yeah. No,
I I nah, I recorded it before the pandemic, but I think I dropped it like last month, 2 months ago.
as
It was recent.
I'm a huge fan of that song. So talk about how you got in contact with Annoyed.
Basically, my manager Threes, he like talks to Chris Webby's management team, and he asked like for Annoyed's contact. And he was like, "Here's his info. Ask." Like, you know what I'm saying? So I sent him a beat, and I was like, "What's good, bro? Like, it's Kingcess." I was like, "I want to do a song with you, blah blah blah." And he's the humblest dude I've met in the industry so far. Like, he got a name for himself. He didn't tax me on the song.
Hmm.
He actually heard what I was about to, what I was saying. He was like, "All right, yeah, I'll do it." So at first he just sent me his vocals, and then I didn't like how it was coming out, like with the mix up. So hit him up again. Like now we're more like acquaintances now. You know what I'm saying? So we went, met in person. I drove up to Hartford, had a dope ass studio session. Learned a lot. His producer 2-4,
So
you're
fire.
familiar with him?
So fire.
Yeah, met him. Got to record with him. It was a great experience. All different equipment, things I never seen. You know what I'm saying? And it's just good vibes. Like he's a humble dude. He's a good guy. You could tell he has respect. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't think he's top shit just because he got shit in the industry. Like he's still working to be better. Like so, it was just really good vibes. Really dope track. Got a lot of love off that track,
Yeah,
and hopefully we can get a visual.
that would be really cool to see. That would be awesome.
He said he was down, so gotta see what's up.
We're still waiting. Back in like 2019, I chopped it up with him, and we were gonna do an Annoyed interview, and then we kept pushing it off, and then we didn't get to do it before he went on tour. But I'll hit him up once we get into the hundreds because, like you said, he is one of the humblest guys that I've met in this industry, and
He's cool. Mhm.
straight up cool. Just if you could describe one word, cool.
Mhm.
Oh yeah. Okay. So now I'm gonna go into this next question. We're gonna go back to you, Ray. If you had the world's attention for 30 seconds, what would you say to them and why?
I mean, like right now with all this going on, bro, it's like, I feel like right now is a perfect time to be united, bro. Honestly, like so much chaos and stuff happening. You feel me? Like everybody's mind is everywhere. So it's like we're all connected, but we all don't realize it. So if we could all just kind of like just chill the fuck out, bro, and just started loving each other more, like, bro, like that's it. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, forget the color, forget the background, forget no sexual preferences, forget all of that. Like, just love. Use like what you already have inside you. Just boom, connect with people through love. And if they could do that, bro, like this thing will be better, bro. We could change this like this. Get what I'm saying? But it's gonna take time, obviously.
That's a beautiful message. What about you, King Sis?
And the thing is, I didn't know what to say, but then he said that, and it just made me think like, there's not one winner. Everybody could be a part of the winning team if everybody came together. Unity, exactly. Teach people how to be more, just say encouraging things instead of being negative all the time.
Facts.
There's just not one winner. Like everybody can win. Like we don't gotta be enemies. We could get the bag together. Everybody in their
Yes.
own lane. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Think about if we were all just manifesting positivity for everybody. It'd be a
Right.
whole okay. Dope. So now I'm gonna ask you guys, if I was an artist that was starting my career today, what advice would you give me?
Oh, so much, so much different things. Don't buy views. Stay yourself. Don't try to switch up to be everybody else. Save your money. Watch what you spend your money on and confirm that you're actually getting what you pay for. Invest in your own studio. I don't know a lot.
That's some
What
good.
you got? What you got, Santana?
Honestly, it's like honestly, it's like, yo, I'll ask them the question like, yo, can you go like 5 days without thinking about music, bro, or thinking about a beat, or thinking about a hook, bro? Like, can you go 5 days without doing that? And it's like, if they say they can't, then that's when I tell them, yo, by all means, just chase it, bro. Like, don't hesitate. Like you're gonna have your days where you're gonna kind of doubt certain things, but if you could miss it, like if you can't go 2 3 days without it, like without listening to a beat or recording something or just writing something, then it's like, yo, you obviously have passion for it. So just go all out. Like just go, don't stop. Like eventually somebody's gonna, listen, somebody's gonna look, somebody's gonna recognize you. Feel me? Eventually.
Hmm, love that.
That's exactly what my girl said today too.
That's fast.
Somebody's gonna see you, and they're gonna love you, and they're gonna sign you, and then the
That's a
big bad
fact.
appears.
Exactly. It's just
Because I feel like every contest and everything I do, like I never win, and it does make me feel discouraged sometimes. But like he said, if you're passionate about it, you can't let that stuff. It's just gotta be a bump in the road. You gotta keep cruising. Like I be feeling like I'm the best always, but it's not always how good you are
Hmm.
either. It's about who you know and
Facts.
what you did to get to where you are. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes that beats talent.
that's why people hate
So
free plants so much because they get to the spot so easily, so quick, and then there's nothing that they have to do compared to everybody else like us that are trying to get to that viral moment, to get to that one moment
mhm,
where everybody in the world can then go look at your catalog and be like, oh, they've been dope this whole time. And that
mhm,
it's like, of course you're like, my track should be going viral right now, but it's like, wait, maybe this ain't the one. Maybe you have one 2 years down the road that then is gonna let all the true fans come back and see this content and realize you have been good.
Mm-hmm.
Valid point.
Oh yeah. So now that it's 2020, this is gonna be, where do you see yourself in 2021? Where do you see yourself in 2025? And where do you see yourself in 2030? So we'll start in 2021 for Ray.
21. Honestly, like my music, I feel like by next year it should be more developed. I should have more, more songs out. Like, cause I had a moment where I kind of like fell off the whole music thing. Like, not fell off, but I just kind of stopped making music for a little bit. I was going through personal problems and stuff, but like now I'm on it. So I feel like by next year, if I keep, doing what I'm doing, like it could definitely be like at the next level. Like that's how I look at it. Like I'm always looking, like thinking big. So I feel like if I really put my all, like, and like I'm consistent with it, by next year, like, I'm not saying that, I'm gonna be, on top of the world, but I should be somewhere close. You feel me? Like somewhere, like, no cockiness either. Like that's just me kind of,
Believe
motivating myself as I see it too.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what about you, King Sis?
I mean, I did a lot in 2020 so far, so I definitely feel like 21 should be some shit should be happening. Probably more traveling, probably a couple bigger features, and maybe by the end, I feel like maybe shit's gonna pop off. Cause I be always like, oh, this track's the one. Oh, this track's the one.
You gotta
But
think.
like you said, you're gonna keep thinking that exactly.
That's a
But
fact.
Didn't think that.
honestly, with the Bodega Blues, shoot, 2020,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Who knows
that,
exactly?
that's how I'm feeling about it.
Okay, what about 5 years now? 2025.
2025, I should be in a nice house,
Yeah.
with all my bills paid,
Mm.
Oh,
eating breakfast with my maid cooking.
but
Chilling.
the same.
Yeah,
Honestly,
that sounds doable too.
of course, that's a
Five
fact.
years?
Yeah. So if you're
That's a fact.
5, then you won't have to worry for 10. You're gonna just be lounging for the next 5 years.
20, in 10, I want kids. I want business open. You know what I'm saying? Because that's 5 years. From 5 years, we invest in all the money that we making.
Mm,
Facts.
So we gotta find a way to make more bread. To keep it going.
love it. My friend, I was talking to him the other day, and he grew up around the Preston area. He's like in between Ledyard and Preston, and then like now he's more on the Preston Norwich side. And he was like, "Bro, it would be so nice to like in our 40s, 50s, try to like uh, put money into the Norwich like waterfront area and just." Like get businesses there and get things going and really get it popping because it really is a beautiful place and it would be nice to see that. So I love hearing you say that because it's just like that's really what we want to be doing is we want to be making this a better culture and a better place for the generations to come.
hmm We
Facts.
all want to like not work for the man. We want to become the person that people work for. So that's really it's a way to give back, but you're actually giving yourself something too.
Exactly.
Facts.
Awesome. Well, do you guys have any more shout outs, anything else you want to say before we end today's interview?
Um,
After you, King says. After you.
Bodega Blues on the way. Um, Shout out to you, Clark, for this opportunity for coming on CT Breakthrough for the second time. Shout out my gang, PB. Shout out my family, my friends, my fans, everybody who's tuning in. who is consistent on the liking, the sharing, the retweeting, all that love is definitely appreciated. To the ones who see everything and tell me you see it in person, but don't like or share or anything, stay that person that sees me in public and say hi, and that's about it, because that's about all you're getting from me. And yeah, get it. Bodega Blues.
Hey.
Facts, man. Bodega Blues, we got some heat, some fuego, man. Like two different, like it's two different artists, obviously, you know, and we kind of like we just it's like we agreed on something. Yo, we gonna make this heat. That's it. Like whatever you wanna say, you say. I'm gonna say whatever, but let's just make it fire. So, you know, I'm hoping you guys look into that. It's very interesting. We have different sounds. I'm talking about like different sounds, like, you know, not just trap, not just dembow. Like it's a whole lot of different sounds, and I want y'all to hear them because it's fire. Nothing but fuego. Thank you for the love and support, right? Like Kingcess said, everybody who shares, and, you know, appreciate y'all. You know, to the people that don't share this, I can have the same message, honestly. Like, just, you know, be you. Do you over there, let me do me over here. You feel me? And much love, much respect. You're ready.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much. Well, Kingcess, you know, it's always a pleasure. And Ray, it was a big pleasure meeting you and finally getting this in. Been a fan. I think we've been following each other for a little bit now, so it's good to finally, you know, talk to the man behind the Instagram account. So, and thank you guys. I appreciate it. I had a long day, and this was great to just, you know, sit down, relax, and have a good conversation. So thank you, and see you later. See you.